love Pixar, and I thought that I would do a video about my top 10 Pixar movies, my top 10 favorite Pixar movies of all time. And honestly, some of these options could generally double as my top 10 movies of all time. Well, some of them. But yeah. Pixar's made a lot of great movies, but these are my top 10, like if I had to choose, and yeah. But yeah, of course I fell into the trap of making this intro way too long, but yeah, let's get into the ranking. Ranking of my top 10 Pixar movies of all time. Comment down below what your favorites are. Alright, for my number 10 spot, it is A Bug's Life. Kind of a weird pick. I don't see this one getting talked about a lot. But yeah, I actually used to hate this movie. But I have rewatched it a lot. And I have to say with confidence that it is pretty good. It has a great story, some really funny characters. Really just the characters and the world is just really fun. And I feel like a sequel would be really good to it. But I do feel like they could have expanded it a little more. But yeah, Hopper is a great villain. Yeah, just everything about this movie is pretty good. Early Pixar, I wouldn't say early Pixar is best, but still, like, pretty good. Great kind of lesson, great story, very deep for a 90s movie. I really think some of the stuff we could take into consideration now, like with the election and all, that's against the subject. For my number 9 spot, there's Inside Out. Now, this one probably was not a shocker. Everybody seems to love this movie. You guys probably didn't expect it to be this low, though. But it's not low because I don't like it. Like, it's just low because there are other movies I like better than it. But yeah, this movie has great world building, amazing concepts, funny characters, relatable. It's also very emotional. But yeah, it's truly what I consider to be Pixar's last truly great movie, as I'm sure a lot of people have said. But yeah, great characters, great themes too, like a really great story about how joy is another emotion. You can feel other emotions other than joy, and it's okay to have multiple emotions and feel like complex emotions, and you don't always have to be happy all the time. But yeah, just a really great movie, really heartfelt, really emotional, truly Pixar at its best. In my 8th spot, we have Toy Story 3. Again, another one you guys probably weren't expecting. Again, probably weren't expecting to be decently low. But again, it's not because I don't like it. Toy Story 3, surprisingly, it had to take a while to grow on me, but it is still pretty good. I do really like it. It is a great story, great use of all the characters. I love the Toy Story movies, as you'll see later on in the ranking. But yeah, I really feel like where this movie is best is in its emotion. It has a lot of really great emotional moments, like Lotso's backstory, and of course the famous incinerator scene and the famous scene of Andy giving his toys to Bonnie. Yeah, that's where this movie really succeeds for me, which is in the emotion. Like, the story is great and all, but really the emotion is the best. It is pretty funny, and like I said, it does a great job with the characters that it has. But yeah, Toy Story 3 is very good. I don't think it was the definitive end, though. For my number 7 spot, we have Finding Dory. Maybe a little bit of a surprise, but yeah, I love the Finding Nemo movies, and Finding Dory is really underrated in my opinion, and it's really good. It has a great disability story, first and foremost. That's one of the main reasons I love the Finding Nemo movies, because it's really just a great story about disability. But it also has some funny moments with some of the characters, and like Toy Story 3, it actually succeeds in the emotion. And it also has a really great story. It introduces some really great new characters and really naturally expands the Nemo world. But yeah, I really like Finding Dory. In my number 6 spot, we have the OG, original Pixar, Toy Story 1. Honestly, this movie's just a classic for me. I love it in all of its areas. It's funny, it's heartfelt, it has a great story. It's just like, it's really good. A great story about friendship, really funny side characters, and honestly, a really great, like, world idea. It was really, truly, like, honestly, this being the first Pixar movie, it deserved to be the first Pixar movie. Like, this is really Pixar taking off, and it's just, like, at its best. Even if it was turned into a multi-million-dollar franchise, which I love that it was, this movie is just great. It's classic. I grew up on it along with the other Toy Story movies. It's just great in every area. Funny too. Really endearing, great characters. Just like truly amazing. And the animation, which is something I haven't talked about, but yes, with all the movies that I'm ranking, they have great animation. The animation in this movie still holds up today, even if it was the first computer animated movie. It's just like, this movie is just great. I could praise it just repetitively all day long. But it's still not my favorite because there are other movies that I love, but this is really just great for the first Pixar movie. Like, I can see why it was so successful, and it really helped Pixar jumpstart. For my 5th place, we have Inside Out 2, the newest movie to come from Pixar. This might be a surprise. I mean, I know people love it, but maybe not this much, put it in their top 5, but I chose this movie because it has a great story, really expands on the world, but above all, it's really relatable. Honestly, probably one of Pixar's most relatable movies. I mean, I am around the age that Riley is in that movie, and some of the stuff in this movie is just too relatable. It's just, it's great. I can see why it became the highest grossing animated movie of all time. And yeah, it's really great. Like I said, I really love it because it's relatable, and it really helped me, like, some stuff that I go through, and it's really great. For my number 4 place, we have Finding Nemo. Really a classic. Again, grew up on it. Just really great classic film. Really funny, a really good story, and again, it has a really great disability story. It has a great world, with a really great characters and really good use of the underwater world, with it being very realistic. And I can say almost like firsthand because I've seen a coral reef before, and yeah, honestly. This is really original Pixar at some of its best, and I can see why this is one of the highest grossing animated movies of all time. For a while when it first came out. But yeah, Finding Nemo is really good. I really love it. In my number 3 spot, we have Ratatouille. I know, maybe a surprising pick, but I really like this movie. I can't really put my finger on what I like about it. It is great world building, great story, great characters. In my opinion, it's probably Pixar's most underrated movie. And yeah, honestly, like, it makes me really hungry, and it is a really great, like, story about being an outsider, and really just great. I really don't know why, but really, it's one of Pixar's best. Honestly, this was directed by the same guy who directed The Incredibles, and I honestly think it's even better than The Incredibles. It's a really great story with a lot of really good nuanced underlying themes, and yeah, truly a peak Pixar movie with a great story and some of the best characters ever. for my number 2 spot, we have Monsters, Inc. Probably not really a surprising pick, but yeah, this movie is hilarious. It's just so clever with its writing, has great characters and a great world, but also the world building is great, and the emotion is just great. That's something I've kind of been forgetting to talk about with the other movies, but all the movies in this ranking are just super emotional. But yeah, it's great emotion, great storytelling, amazing world building, with one of the best premises ever about monsters being real, and it's just really great. And like I said, it is super clever and hilarious. Truly Pixar peak. Their early days were really some of their best. I'd say up to Toy Story 3 is really when they did some of their best. And Inside Out was really just a nice little bonus. For my number 1 pick, my favorite Pixar movie of all time, Toy Story 2. Yep, this is my favorite movie. Honestly, it's not just my favorite Toy Story movie, not just my favorite Pixar movie, not just my favorite Disney movie, not just my favorite animated movie, just my favorite movie in general. It's super great, it's really great characters, a really great world. It's really funny, but also hits all the emotional beats perfectly, has all the characters equally doing different things, and introduces some amazing new characters. Honestly, this is peak Pixar. This is where it is at with Pixar. It's just, I love it so much. I grew up on it, so it's really nostalgic, but yeah. Toy Story 2 is probably the best film of all time, genuinely, in my opinion. Now for a few honorable mentions. Mentions movies I do like. Coco, yeah, this movie's pretty good. Like it hits a lot of emotional beats. Really, just like Toy Story 3 hits just a bunch of emotional beats. I mean, that makes sense because they're directed by the same person, but yeah, Coco, really good movie. I like it. Cars, I think it really has just a great story. It's really funny. Truly the best Cars movie. I feel like every movie just kind of got worse from there. But yeah, Cars 1 is pretty good. The Incredibles. I know a lot of people were shocked to not see this on my actual top 10, but yeah, I agree this movie's pretty good. I like it. It's funny. Has a great world. But yeah. Next, Brave. The only reason I'm actually putting this on there is because I grew up on it, so it's really nostalgic. But yeah, it has a fun world, good characters, all that stuff. But yeah, Braves. Yeah, pretty good. Kind of underrated. Incredibles 2. I know a lot of people hate this movie, but I personally really enjoyed it. Natural continuation of The Incredibles. It's really funny. Hits some emotional beats. Yeah, can't wait for Incredibles 3. I really like Toy Story 4. I'm so sorry, but I love Toy Story 4. It's like a natural continuation with just some great characters, some great story. It was really interesting. I'm so sorry I like this. I guess okay. I really don't want to war in the comments. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my top 10 Pixar movies. Comment down below your ranking and what you thought of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this, and yeah, have a good day, everyone. I will see you in the next video.